Good afternoon, Rando fans. My name is Etienne. I'm joined in the booth by Ben Creighton. How are you doing?
Doing good. It is the first match of this final round in the ALTTPR Invitational League between the Phendrana Drifters and Triple Dino Disaster. Yoshi versus Frostbite. What is there to say about these runners that hasn't been said? They're titans.
Yeah, these are both amazing runners. I've played both of them, lost many times to both of them. They're both very, very good runners. This is going to be an exciting race. So we got casual boots. It'll be a standard start, so you have to rescue Zelda, but you get to start with the boots and with a sword. So that makes the escape a little bit quicker. And also all your, overworld traversal and stuff. Another thing that we would like to mention is that there will be a special announcement at the end of this race. So stick around if you want to hear what that's all about.
Yep. Handy that this is casual boots. Should be a nice fast race, so you don't have to wait too long to get your Marvel movie mid-credits exciting announcement later on.
Well, you say that, but casual boots, yeah, you're probably right that it's usually faster, but it can still be pretty bad sometimes. Just depends how the seed goes.
Sure, rando gonna rando, but having those boots to at least make traversal quicker is always a nice thing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I never thought about Frostbite3030's name before seeing it on the screen here. Is that a Deltron 3030 reference? I hope so.
All right, we are off. And we start off with just a heart piece in Link's house.
No, Uncle, come back. You forgot this.
And both runners gonna be able to just dash right through these bushes. So in this mode, you don't actually get to use your sword until you actually talk to the uncle, because that's normally where you get the sword at the start. But you can still dash through bushes because the game doesn't really expect you to have boots at this point, so it kind of doesn't know what's going on. So we also get 300 rupees and 3 bombs in the uncle area, which is pretty nice to have that cash early on.
Yep, having bombs is not as big a deal in casual boots because we will be able to bonk that wall in the back, but it'll be nice to have for the Hylia Island? Town place, I am good with words.
Kakri.
And we've got both our runners doing these nice NMG strats, getting past these guards and these kill rooms. I always love a standard start because you get to see the runners side by side before the inevitable divergence comes.
As Kat's pointing out, the team names are actually on the wrong sides. Yoshi is part of Triple Dino Disaster, and Frostbite is from the Phendrana Drifters. Oh, we got that fixed already. Okay, that's good. Yeah, last minute trade.
Yep, our teams are allowed 1 trade per season, and it's a little weird to have it happen in finals, but
All right, now on to the ball and chain guard. This is the first, some call it the first boss of the game, because if you don't know how to approach this guy, it can actually be quite dangerous. But with the fighter sword, if you've practiced this room a few times, it's really not too hard.
Yeah, it's one of those fights that can be a little time consuming if you feel like you need to keep your distance, but these are experienced runners who know just how to get inside his reach and give him hell.
Yeah, the backup strat is to go and grab those pots and just throw the pots at him, because it only takes 2 pots to kill the guard. But that's a little bit slower. So for these runners, they're probably not going to do that. All right, so both runners pretty close. Frostbite maybe 2 seconds ahead, but really nothing to talk about this early on in the race.
Yeah, it's always funny seeing these, like I said, synced starts that make every little advantage seem so important that by the end we will have forgotten who got out of here first.
All right, so entering the back room of escape. Both runners getting in at about 350, which is very good time. We will have our small key in the dark cross since we haven't seen it yet.
I don't think we've seen the map either, so that'll be 2 more items in the back.
Yeah, the map can also be in Sanctuary, so if you don't see the map by the time you're at Sank, you can save a few seconds by not opening the Sank chest.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, 3 items total counting Sank chest. Shows you how much standard I play.
All right, we got a shovel. There's our map and an empty bottle. So a couple of fetch quests sort of that are nice to just rev right in with our Kakariko checks.
Yep, definitely nice to have, and always fun in these casual boots modes to see our runners go north from those 3 back of escape chests. Oh, and there's a nice early moon pearl in the Sanctuary chest.
Yeah, I'm not going to have to worry about finding that pearl. Oh, there's our map check. We got both our red crystals at Eastern and Hera. I think that was a regular pendant over on Desert. Oh, it was a green pendant on Desert. Okay. So yeah, all our sort of bonus prizes are in the light world. The 2 pyramid fairy crystals and our green pendant. So when we get to the dark world, all we're going to be looking for are those 2 regular crystals, or 2 regular pendants, I should say.
Yep. Meanwhile, Frostbite giving us our lumberjack check. Seems like a prudent measure. You've got boots, and that early moon pearl makes you think Agaseed, maybe? But it's just bombs.
Oh, we got a hook shot, though, over in the Lost Woods. So hookshot doesn't open anything immediately, but it could be pointing towards the mountain, or it could be more evidence of an Agaseed. And we also have a bow, so the Lost Woods the place to be right now.
Absolutely, and that makes an early play into Eastern look all the more enticing with a collectible crystal, not in logic, but you got that bow, might as well use it. And Frostbite seems to be thinking along those lines, saving and quitting out of Lost Woods rather than continuing on to the village.
Definitely an interesting decision. Oh, I see what he's doing. He just wants to route in the shovel first. Okay, this makes sense too.
And that's a mirror in Blind's hideout.
And nothing on the shovel.
So we are definitely getting all our convenience items early between that hook shot, that blue mail, and now the mirror. That mirror also doesn't do much for us, but it'll be nice to have in your back pocket for later.
Yeah, there was some money on the race game there, so Frost's not going to go for that. I didn't catch what was on the library, but Frost is not interested, so can't be anything too good. Ooh, a hammer. So hammer in Cack well. So we're just missing a glove for Dark World access now. And nothing.
Just 20 bucks on Sick Kid, and looks like our runners might be doing a little high five here.
And nothing in Chicken Hut. So that does it for our Kakariko checks. My guess is both runners will probably just go to Eastern after this. But South Shore is also a reasonable option as well.
Yeah, you're ultimately going to wind up doing both almost certainly. It's a rare seed that lets you skip South Shore altogether, so the order of operations isn't going to make much of a difference. If it's me, I'm considering putting off South Shore, hoping to find the rest of cash for Zora money and being able to put those boots to use with a water walk from South Shore to Zora, but we'll see what our runners decide to do.
Okay, so both runners now just on their last check, and we'll see where they go next. Alright, so Yoshi gonna go down to South Shore. And Frostbite going over to Eastern, okay. So we get a little bit of a divergence, but I imagine this will be kind of one of those situations where both runners just do the opposite thing after they're done these.
Yep, unless one of them makes a big find that pulls them in an entirely different direction. Hard to imagine what that would be. Gloves could take you up the mountain, I suppose.
Yeah, well, another thing is finding a glove and getting Darkwold access would allow you to do Pod and Eastern at the same time with that mirror. Oh, look, there's our other bow inside House Rules Closet. So, but yeah, silver arrows, you know, about 10 minutes in. Getting a look at Mini Moldorm Cave now. We got a Master Sword. Not much else, though.
And it looks like Yoshi will be continuing on to Ice Rod Cave, as Frostbite gives us our first look at the inside of Eastern Palace.
So this seed definitely pretty generous in the offense. Yeah, just 3 bombs at Ice Rod. Looks like Yoshi gonna go for a little bit of fake flipper, water walk type stuff here.
Yeah, and only 40 rupees shy of being able to check the scam fish for today's scam. Ooh,
there's a flute. All right, flute in Eastern. That is going to give us access to the mountain. We can actually do quite a bit on the mountain. We can do, 8 checks on East Death Mountain. We got a few checks. 8 checks on East Death Mountain, a few checks on West Death Mountain. There's that lamp, out of logic, in the Waterfall Ferry.
Yep, the other big mountain prize right now will be a crystal out of Tower of Hera.
Yeah. Now the problem with Hera is it might be fire locked, but we do have that hook shot, so we can use the Hera pot to sequence break that. But there is the risk of leaving an item in the basement. And so Yoshi did find enough money to take care of the Zora check. All right, nothing on Zora. I see chat talking about a glove, but oh, was it on Zora Ledge? I missed that. But Yoshi with a nice splash delete there. Yeah, so that is a globe on Zora Ledge. That's our Darkhold access. So I assume the flippers are most likely on the mountain or something, as Frostbite pulls the fire rod out of the Eastern Palace Big Key chest. And Yoshi is going to go straight to the Dark World.
Yeah, hard to blame him. He can... You'd mentioned the pod into Eastern play before, depending on what our crystal setup looks like. That last pendant is in T-Rock, so that pod play is looking like a strong one.
All right, here's our Hype Cave check. I got a red boomerang. Magic cape. And not much else. As Frostbite is now on Armos Knights. With the Silver Arrows, this is an extremely fast fight. Yeah, that took like 3 seconds. So third item, just rupees, but we do get a fire rod and a flute out of Eastern. So pretty nice haul there. So I think what we'll see from Frost is he'll go activate the flute, go to the mountain, do some stuff there. He can clean out Tower of Hero with that fire rod now. He's guaranteed to be able to full clear it. And I assume the flippers pretty much have to be on the mountain. Or something leading to the flippers anyway.
Yep, unless they're someplace weird like Agina. There's always Agina sitting there in the back of your mind.
That is true. Although with the flute, it's not that bad to get to Agina.
Yoshi, blind checking race game. I didn't see what was on here before.
I think it was a 300. Yeah, so he wants that money, I guess. Not a bad idea.
Oh, that's heads up play. Because he has access to pod, but couldn't make it without the money to pay the monkey.
Okay, so Yoshi going back and... Oh, he hasn't done Dig Game, okay. Alright, nothing on Dig Game. Frostbite now rescuing the old man. Now, the interesting thing for Frostbite here is after he's done Hera, he'll be able to just do the Pyramid Fairy immediately after Hype Cave.
And it looks like Yoshi putting off that Eastern and pod play for a little longer, opting to head into Dark Village first.
Yeah, I find it kind of odd, considering Pod and Eastern are both crystals. You have the lamp. The lamp's on logic, but that shouldn't really stop you. But that said, I mean, Thieves' Town is also a crystal.
Yeah, I mean, half of Yoshi's stuff is out of logic. That glove is flipper locked. And knowing that, he's got to know that Eastern probably has progression. Eastern or South Shore, I suppose. He hasn't done that yet either. Or wait, no, he did South Shore.
Yeah, just again, I was good. Frostbite, meanwhile, finding our third sword, second for him, in Spectacle Rock. And yeah, here comes the Hera play from Frostbite. as Yoshi steps into Thieves Town.
Yeah, I remember early on when we were saying, you know what, these runners are just gonna check each other's checks. They're just gonna swap places. It's gonna be fine. These, since the beginning, they have barely checked any of the same stuff. I mean, granted, we're only 20 minutes in, but they both made big finds that pulled them in different directions.
And Frostbite with a well-executed hair pot there. Okay, I think we saw at most one item in the front of Thieves. It was a shield, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So three items in the back.
I believe Frostbite's found both of the items in Hera at this point, so he won't have to bother going down to that basement, which is always nice. And Frostbite making no bones about some pretty aggressive Moldorm patterns, just walking right in and taking him down.
Okay, so Frostbite now over to East Death Mountain. And we see the Cane of Burna there on Floating Island. Probably won't be going for that once Frostbite gets the Cane of Burna, or the cape rather. Once you have the cape, there's really no need for Cane of Burna.
Yeah, it can be useful for some edge case boss strats in, say, a swordless or late sword mode, but not today. Not with Master Sword already and 3 swords already identified.
Alright, third item in Thieves Town was that 300 rupees. And there's our last item, heart piece, so nothing in Thieves Town. But not really a big deal, Thieves Town. Probably the dungeon where you lose the least amount of time by full clearing it, as Frostbite finds the King of Samaria in Paradox Cave. We got a bottle with a fairy.
This is making me wonder where that other glove is hiding. There's a mushroom. There's the flippers, as predicted. Because if Yoshi can put off his mountain climb until he has Titan's mitts, that could be big for him.
Yeah. Alright, Frostbite now going to get started on the South Shore checks, and then he'll finish up with Zora getting those gloves. So Frostbite with the flute might actually just go straight to Pod, since you can get there pretty much immediately. But he could also do Hype Cave into Pyramid Fairy and then over to Pod.
Yeah, that would be a slightly more thorough play, but why not?
But I think you might do Pod first, because then you can do Pyramid Fairy and then run up to Catfish and get that out of the way. Okay, Yoshi now running over to do the north checks.
Yep, skipping the front of Skull Woods for the moment, which might be nice for him. Again, if he can put that off until finding Fire Rod in Eastern.
Yeah. Single arrow in King's Tomb.
On the other hand, he might just decide to turn around from this if this comes up dry and head into Skull anyway.
Okay, I see. He wanted to get these checks out of the way before he dives into Skull Woods. That makes sense.
Nice
Frostbite
use of
storing
the
that water
stored water walk there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have the flippers, you don't even have to move when you leave Ice Rock Cave. You just, as long as you've set up the water walk, all you have to do is dash straight downward, and then you'll be swimming, and then when you jump off that waterfall, the water walk activates. All right, Yoshi now getting his lumberjack check in.
And I believe this piece of heart from Hobo was the first we've seen of that check from Frostbite. Unfortunately, a bunch of nothing.
And Yoshi's still with no flute, so he's going to have to go up to the mountain the old-fashioned way. All right, Frostbite gets his lamp and throws in a bottle to get a green potion as well.
I'm curious, what has Yoshi avoiding the Eastern and Pod area right now? It seems like such item density, 2 completable crystal dungeons. I don't know what has you avoiding it.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing you could maybe try to route in with it would be the green pendant, but we don't even have access to desert yet, so...
Johnny Boy in chat bringing up the fact that Yoshi might just want that red crystal out of Tower of Hera for some, so that he can route Pyramid Fairy in with Eastern and Pod. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's also a reasonable play as well. Ooh, messes up the bomb jump there. Not a big deal, you can just respawn right at the old man cave. Alright, Frostbite now making the pod play. So Frostbite has just barely enough money to get into pod here. You need 110 rupees. He had about 130. Ooh, Titan's mitts right there in pod. First
Very
chest.
nice. So right now, at just a hair under half an hour, what are we looking for at this point? Really just
Meyer
medallion for Meyer, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's all we need. So this could be either a very fast seed or a very long one, depending on where that Meyer medallion shows up at.
Yeah, if it's someplace nasty like on Cold Stare, then it could be a while. Or it could be on Helma and just make this an absolute jet seed. Who's to say?
Yeah.
And it's pretty hard to call anything like an advantage for either of these runners. There's been so much divergence, but neither of their routing has really wasted any time at all. They've been...
Yeah, they've both done mostly the same things. Frostbite still has to do Thieves Town, and then Yoshi still has to do Eastern and Pod. But there's not really been anything to kind of put any runner in a clear advantage or not.
Yoshi giving us a look at Spiral Cave. Did we see this when Frostbite went up the mountain?
You know, I'm not sure. Okay, well, it's just a heart piece, so it doesn't really matter either way.
And at this point, Frostbite's found most of the keys here in Pod, so we should start seeing some items soon, I say as he pulls a compass.
Yeah, so I think everything left in Pod is going to be an item. Yeah, well, there's just 20 rupees.
Doesn't have to be a good item.
Yeah. Heart piece. Did Frostbite ever turn that mushroom in?
I don't believe so, no.
All right, nothing in Dark Maze. So I do believe there's an item on Helmasaur, though. And Yoshi is heading, looks to be in the direction of Swamp Palace, which is fully clearable.
Yep, he could also be making the Pod Eastern play and putting off Swamp for later, but nope, he is heading into Swamp. I was about to say, it's one that a lot of runners will put off, hoping to be able to go mode it, but it's also right here, and it's a bunch of items.
Yeah, well, the same can also be said for Pod and Eastern. Like, depending on the key layouts, you can save a lot of time by go moding those dungeons. Or you can not really save any time at all if the key layout is really bad.
And of course, from Yoshi's perspective, he's still quite a few items from Go mode, so it makes sense that potentially being able to Go mode Swamp might not be part of his mental math quite yet.
Alright, Frostbite coming up to Helmasaur now. We got Silver Rose and Tempered Sword, so this should be a joke of a fight. Unless Frostbite dies. Although he does have Fairy.
I was about to say that would be a time loss, but not like walking back down into the basement would be.
Alright, so nothing else in Pod, but those Titan Smiths very important. So I think we'll probably see Frostbite immediately flute to the mire area and find out which medallion is required.
Yep, you absolutely want to be able to know for certain whether you're in go mode before you go dipping into any other dungeons.
And it is Quake for Meyer.
Meanwhile, Yoshi opting to do left side of swamp, save himself the time and just knock it out on the first go-around instead of doing it the long way later.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you decide to dive swamp before you do like Eastern and Pod, you kind of have to flow clear it. Otherwise, what's the point of going in here so early? And Frostbite gonna check checkerboard cave, mirrors on top of the rock. That doesn't work. All right, nothing on left side swamp. And Frostbite not going to touch desert for now, which, you know, makes sense. He's got crystals to go full clear. Looks like he's going to also go for swamp here.
Yeah, it does seem like the place to be.
Yeah. We've also not seen either runner touch Skull Woods yet. Oh, that's right. Frostbite hasn't even done Hype Cave.
But so far, contrary to the name, Swamp Palace turning up pretty dry. I don't believe we've seen the map yet, so I believe it's a 50-50 shot whether the final item is on Argus or whether it's in the big chest.
iiYoshii with really nice strats. Going for the zero cycle, doesn't quite get it, but still very, very good fight nonetheless. And there's that map, so I imagine he'll go in and check that big chest. Oh, we did see the bug net at the swamp, so at least there's something, right?
I mean, how else are you going to beat Aga 2? And after leaving Swamp, our runners will have a bit of a decision to make. Both of them have the ability to go up to Pyramid Ferry.
Well, not iiYoshii, because iiYoshii hasn't finished Eastern.
Oh, you're right. My mistake.
Now, where is iiYoshii going? Is this, okay, was there something on the island that I missed?
Certainly seems that way. I must have missed it too.
Oh, a heart container. Okay. I guess he decides to just grab this on his way over to Eastern and Pod. Oh, I guess Hobo as well. He didn't do this earlier.
Yeah. You know what? I think he might not have checked Island at all and is just knocking it out now. on his way to Eastern and Pod. Frostbite having a little bit of trouble setting up his diver down, finally gets it.
All right, so what we do have a sort of a break while both players are doing the same things we've already seen. Would like to remind you, give them a follow. Frostbite3030, and I think, I'm not sure what Yoshi's, oh, there it is, it's in chat. Yoshi and Frostbite, both very excellent runners, a lot of fun to watch. Our tracker today is MM2 Nest Cartridge. So, you know, give him a follow. Tracker's doing kind of the unsung heroes of the restream. And then, of course, myself, Etium, and my co-commentator, Ben Creighton. And one last thing to remind you of, at the conclusion of this race, we will have a special announcement regarding, you know, Link to the Past randomizer. So stick around if you want to hear what that's all about.
Frostbite taking down Argus and opting to peace out. I didn't notice. Did he do left side of swamp?
I think he skipped it.
So he's leaving 3 items behind because there was one in the big chest as well. Now, of course, we know that that's a bunch of nothing. So that's a net time save for Frostbite, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah, I also find it kind of interesting he didn't touch Pyramid Fairy, because that is fully in logic. And he also hasn't checked Pyramid Ledge. He could run up and do Catfish and then hook shot over to do some of those other checks. I guess he just wants to get Skullwoods out of the way first and, you know, clear your crystals.
And he hasn't done Thieves Town either, so
that's
there's
true, yeah.
a lot of density here plus 2 crystals.
Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to just come straight here.
Yeah, now leaving 3 items behind in Swamp, that feels pretty aggressive, but this is high-level play. You gotta make some skips sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, there's the first item in Schoolwoods, 10 bombs. And there's a second item, 300 rupees, so nothing in Schoolwoods.
So if you're Frostbite, you just found the 2 items here, you kill them off, you probably go into Thieves Town next, which we know is not going to give him the medallion that he wants. Where do you go after that?
Well, I mean, there's a few options. We still got 6 items on Dark Death Mountain, plus we can also do Spike Cave. And then there's also Pyramid Fairy, and Pyramid Ledge and Catfish. And then we also have Desert Palace and Ice Palace available, and Smith Chain. Lots of stuff still left to go through.
Yeah, I think after the Thieves Town Crystal is where the decision making gets interesting on Frostbite's side, because up till now he's been prioritizing crystals, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, I think you just do Smith Chain after Thieves Town because you're right there. It's fully in logic. And he hasn't turned in the mushroom yet, so he could actually fake powder.
Likewise, it'll be interesting to see what Yoshi does after Helmasaur here. Skull Woods would be the play if he's following the crystals, but that's only 2 items. He's found just about everything else in the area, so that's a slightly less alluring play compared to Frostbite's move here.
Yeah, so Frostbite mirroring out at the back of Skull and then just running down to the portal. I'm pretty sure this is a bit faster than just running back through Skull Woods.
You know what? Frostbite's gotten pretty deep in this tournament. I think he's probably pretty all right at this game, so I'm going to trust his judgment on this one. I suppose Yoshi still has Eastern to do after Pod here. That will be his second red crystal, so the pull into doing Pyramid, possibly up to Catfish, is going to be a little stronger. And the big scorpion turtle lizard goes down as Frostbite heads into the back of Thieves Town. And chat's discussing advantages between our 2 runners, and I definitely think it's too early to call much. Both of their routing has been pretty good. The only real difference is Frostbite has skipped 3 items in Swamp, including left side, which we know is nothing, so that's a bit of a time save. That could easily be balanced out depending on where Quake's hiding.
Yeah, for sure. This race is definitely going to come down to that Quake location and where the runners decide to look for it. But definitely, Frostbite definitely has a small advantage due to skipping those items in Swamp.
Yeah, he also got Flute quite a bit earlier, which will have saved him a little bit of time.
Yeah, for sure. The early Flute is nice.
As chat pointing out, he did also find Silvers a little earlier, although I don't think there have been too many opportunities for that to make much of a difference, especially with some pretty powerful swords.
Yeah, I mean, Silvers will save a bit of time on Biddy and on Ganon, but not that much time.
Right now, we've still got both of our runners overlapping each other's checks. Not much new coming up until both of these respective boss fights are over and done with. Frostbite heading into his first. And chat bringing up another good point. Since Yoshi just found his flute, he has not had a chance to check the Meyer medallion requirement yet. So that is likely going to be his next move.
Yeah, so Yoshi's now at the same point where he's... all he needs is that Meyer medallion for go mode. Okay, so Frostbite done with Thieves Town. Gonna finish off these checks, and then my guess is he'll do Smith Chain.
Guess would seem to be on the money, at least Frostbite heading in that direction, but he's got Dig Game to take care of first.
Yeah, you always do Dig Game before Smith Chain, because when you have a follower, you cannot do the Dig Game. The guy just says no.
Yep, sure enough, Yoshi saving, quitting, whipping out that mirror to get to the front of Sank. He wants to go turn in that flute. Chat speculating that Yoshi might opt to dip Desert out of that mire area check. It's 2 items in Desert proper, a third on the green pendant.
Oh look, we got powder at Hammer Bags. How convenient.
Fake powder? What's that? Don't need it. It's fine. But that will also give Frostbite the option of turning in the mushroom if he's been holding on to that for exactly this reason. And there's Bombos. Not the medallion we were looking for from the dwarves.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the Turtle Rock medallion, so that could possibly be our entry into that dungeon. And nothing on the bat. So Frostbite probably going to grab the purple chest and then continue down. Maybe we'll turn that in and then maybe do Pyramid Fairy after, or maybe just go straight up the mountain.
Meanwhile, Yoshi opting to knock out Skullwoods right now. Not a bad play. You know you've got to do it. It doesn't take much longer doing it, full clearing it than go-moding it. And it means that when he does get to that desert area, he won't have to wonder, do I do desert now? Do I check Skull first and come back? What's my play?
Nice mouth fight from Yoshi. And Frostbite's just going to flute to turn in that purple chest. So I'm guessing he's going to actually be put off Pyramid Fairy for now. And just go straight to the mountain.
Yeah, having gotten that medallion probably makes the mountain more attractive. 1 in 3 chance that opens up Turtle Rock and a whole lot more checks for you.
Yeah, plus we still have those 6 overworld checks that are really quick to do. Okay, Yoshi now heading to the mire area to get that medallion info, and then we'll see if he just decides to do desert. Frostbite now heading into Super Bunny Cave.
About to get 2 new checks from him, plus a bunch more in Hookshot.
Half magic in Super Bunny is not what you're looking for, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, not going to change anybody's life with silvers tempered and 2 bottles, but nice convenience item. And it looks like Yoshi is heading into desert. So we've got new checks on both sides here.
All right, nothing in Hookshot Cave.
And let's see what that Troc entrance requires. It is Bombos.
Yeah, Frostbite's going straight inside there. All right, so this is kind of the moment. I mean, if it's in Turtle Rock, Frostbite has a pretty solid advantage. If it's not here, then the advantage kind of flips over to Yoshi.
Yep. Of course, you say if it's in Turtle Rock. Let me amend that. If it's in Turtle Rock, but not on Trinex.
Yeah, that's true.
But what are the chances of that?
Our first item out of desert is a shield. And Yoshi's gonna go to the boss now. There it is, Quake. First chest in Turtle Rock. Go mode for Frostbite. And this is, all of a sudden, this is Frostbite's game to lose now. He just has to run through Mire. Meanwhile, Yoshi is gonna find nothing here in desert.
Yep, even if Yoshi goes straight to Turtle Rock from here, that's still a pretty big advantage for Frostbite.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but Yoshi still has to go get Bombos.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, this is actually a very sizable lead for Frostbite.
Now I'm trying to remember where Bombos was.
That was Hammer Pegs, right?
That's right. So yeah, that's that.
Oh no, Hammer Pegs was the powder. Bombos was
the Smiths. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on Smith Chain. So yeah, Yoshi would have to absolutely god route this for him to even have a chance of catching up, and Frostbite would have to make some mistakes on top.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a situation where, like, even GT routing may not be enough here. Even if it's like tile room gamble and it pays off, I still think that Yoshi's a little too far behind here. But we'll see. We'll see. And we have a Godmire. First chest is the big key. Good news for Frostbite.
That may be the first time in I don't know how long I've seen a Godmire when it was already go mode. Always seems to turn out the other way.
Yoshi, yeah, he's heading for Pyramid Fairy now, so yeah, he's going in the wrong direction, unfortunately. But, you know, I mean, it's not like this is a bad play. This is a perfectly reasonable play. Just the luck is not in his favor this time around.
Yep, Rando is going to Rando, as we say, and it's hard to point to anything that Yoshi did and say, well, that was his mistake.
And Frostbite with silver arrows. Should be pretty straightforward video fight here.
Yep. I believe you have the time to miss 1, maybe 2 arrow shots and still get this in the first possible cycle, which Frostbite does.
Yep. And a bunch of garbage at the pyramid. But okay, that is 7 crystals for Frostbite. So you know what that means. Someone start the game if we have someone to do that. Yeah, there's 22 chests in the front of GT where the big key can be. So throw your guess in chat, 1 through 22. Ben, do you have a guess?
Oh, I always guess 2 because, you know, you do need a small key as well. So there's got to be something in that first chest, right?
I'll go with number 22 just to make this interesting. So Yoshi now heading over to turn in the green pendant.
Yep, you made that gamble in the desert. You want to see if it paid off, and unfortunately, we know it will not. I mean, red mail. These runners don't care about red mail.
Yeah, he's got 11 hearts. Blue mail with plenty fine for our purposes. And Yoshi's going into Ice Palace. Again, this makes sense. He's done a lot of stuff that just hasn't paid off, so he's taking a bit of a gamble. Not that bad of a gamble, really. I mean, we got the cane, so we can do Icebreakers. So Ice Palace is not that long a dungeon. But
yeah,
it is definitely not the right call for him right now.
Yeah, going strictly by item density, a mountain play would probably be the way to go at this point. Of course, that wouldn't have been the right play either without bombos.
All right, guesses are close.
Yep, entering the GT at 1 hour, 1 minute, and what was that, 12 seconds, something like that?
Yeah, very, very fast time to get to GT. All right, chest number 1 is a small key. Number 2, heart container.
Yeah, very, very fast seed. At least, if you find that last go mode item as quickly as Frostbite did.
All right, on to Compass Room. Chest number 3. 20 rupees. Number 4. Big key. And so number 4 is the winner. First person to guess 4 was Biff7171. So congrats to them. The Titan 84, the Dude 88, the Jagres also guessed correctly.
Yoshi,
yeah, Frostbite.
Sorry, with his icebreaker here.
Oh yeah.
Some days your D-pad just doesn't want to cooperate with you. There you go. But you know, if it has to happen in a finals match race, at least it happens in a race that you've already lost.
All right, so while we watch Frostbite head up the tower here, just one last reminder: at the end of this race, we do have a special announcement, so be sure to stick around for that. After the interviews.
That last Stalfos just doing his best to juke out of the way of Frostbite's fire rod, but he finally gets it.
Go ahead.
If you're just joining us, we had a nice close race up until Frostbite found the Bombos medallion in Smith Chain, which led him up to Turtle Rock, and the Go Mode Quake medallion for Misery Mire. You see that pendant Turtle Rock and think, well, at least it won't be an ice rod hunt today. No, but it could still be a quake hunt.
Yeah, next to the ice rod, those medallions are usually the most difficult items to find. Frostbite making very quick work here of Gannis Tower. Pauses for a second, because if you go up those stairs at the same time the door closes behind you, you get a very bad glitch that causes all the enemies in Gannis Tower to despawn, and the only way to actually progress is to mirror out and start the whole climb over again.
Yeah, not something to be done if you can avoid it, which fortunately you can, very easily. You just have to know to do so. And Yoshi has to be feeling behind, commits to that mountain climb, unfortunately did not find that Bombos. So his frustration will remain for just a couple minutes longer until Frostbite finishes out the Ganon fight. And Frostbite heading into his Aga 2 at the moment.
Oh, misses a ball there. And another 2. Not the greatest Aga 2 start. Alright, gets a couple there. Almost a triple.
Just needs one more to take down this wizard, and down he goes.
Frostbite dropping in again and at 107 and change. Very fast seed for Frostbite.
Absolutely. With the Tempered Sword and the Silver Arrows, this should be over pretty quickly. Although, if Frostbite should happen to take a dive about 10-12 times, we might have a race again.
Yeah. Getting a look at Spike Cave now from Yoshi. Just 10 arrows there.
Frostbite making use of that cape and half magic to make this quick fight even quicker and safer. The pig is not cooperating with those teleport patterns.
Alright, Frostbite starts off with a double. This should be another double. There we go. And that's it. Okay, GG's in chat for Frostbite, who takes game 1 of this best of 5 final series.
Yep, I didn't know that In-N-Out Burger served pork, but that was indeed a double-double.
And that is an official finish time of a blazing fast 1:08:47 for Frostbite. Absolutely fantastic run. And yeah, we'll get these runners in here for a quick interview if they want to. As looks like Yoshi is going to hit the forfeit button. Doesn't want to bother finishing the seed out.
Yep, hard to blame him. And just as a reminder to folks, do stick around until after the interview. We are going to be closing out the stream with a special randomizer announcement. And it looks like we are going to be joined by Frostbite in just a moment here. He's asking for just a couple seconds to get set up, so we'll have him joining us shortly.
So yeah, very fast seed, and this really just came down to pretty much luck, honestly. Frostbite just found their progression a bit quicker than Yoshi did. Yoshi, you know, a lot of stuff was in Pod and Eastern, and Yoshi put those dungeons off for a bit. And yeah, Frostbite just kind of, and Frostbite also, you know, skipping left side swamp and swamp big chest. Oh, there's Frostbite now. GG's, great run.
You know, thanks, EDM. Oh, that was honestly like the best run I've ever had. Like, I was talking to Megawatt afterwards, and I was like, you know, the stakes, the fact that it's the first game of the finals, it's a big stage, and the fact that I found the nits at 26 minutes, that I was one item for go mode at that point in time, and like, I honestly felt sick to my stomach when I found those nits. Obviously, I was happy because it was good, but I look at my tracker, and it's like, I'm looking for one medallion in the entire world. This is so unbelievably evil.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm trying to formulate in my head what I'm going to do, and I kind of see, well, I can be cheeky and clear the first 4 Dark World dungeons in order, and then I realized I'd cleared Eastern and Hera in order as well, and I'm like, well, let's kind of stick with that, because I wanted to get to Hype Cave pretty quickly, because if the medallion was right in Hype Cave, I wanted to go there. So I decided before I went into Swamp that I was under no circumstances checking anything on the left side or going back in, because if the medallion's just in VOO and my opponent goes there first, I'm toast if I do left side, and this is a seed where you're just going to have to take chances and hope that the thing isn't where you skip, right?
Yeah.
And so I decided to go do all the crystal dungeons I could, and then I ended in Village because it's a pretty dense area, and as soon as I saw Bombos, I was like, I'm going up the mountain next, and if TR is Bombos, like, I would bet a lot of money that the medallion's going to be in TR, because it just seems like it loves to put medallions behind medallions, and I felt like, you know, I wasn't super loaded when I got pod access, and it turns out Yoshi said he didn't have pod money, and so I figured that the best play for me was to follow that medallion if I could, and it turned out to be right. I almost went into TR before checking Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave. Not that I knew it, but I was going to go in that portal, and if it was Bombos, I was just going to go right in. And I changed my mind as I was on my way up there. I was like, no, that's just so stupid, because if the medallion you're looking for is just in Hookshot Cave, you're just throwing away 5 minutes. But yeah, I had a couple changes of mine early in the seed too. Like, I found the bow, and I was like, I'm going right to Eastern, so I save quit. And then I'm like, you know, maybe let's not. Let's just go back to the Village. And I was like, that probably wasn't faster, but it wasn't, you know, devastatingly slow. But yeah, I felt I felt it was one of the best seeds I ever played. I had a really clean escape. It was sub 510. And it's amazing how much those like 3 to 4 seconds in escape can make on your mental mindset leaving escape in one of these casual boot seeds, where, you know, sure, you take a few bonks or you have a bad ball and chain, you know, you're losing 10 seconds at the worst. And almost none of these races are decided by 10 seconds. So like, in reality, that isn't going to be the thing that costs you the seed in 99.9% of the races, right? But it's like almost impossible to get that out of your head, because like, it's almost like those little mistakes, especially in something like Escape, when you're, you know, I knew I was playing the standard sword start casual boots. So I've been practicing the heck out of that escape to get it as clean as possible. And like, you notice the little mistakes, and I just felt it went so cleanly. And then right after that, I felt I played really well. And I'm not a nervous type. Like, I don't tend to get nerves. I played sports my whole life. I worked in politics, so I'm used to like sort of high pressure situations. But man, on that GT climb, my hands are vibrating. Like, like it was. Yeah. I'm just like, half of my brain is focusing on the play, and the other half is focusing on breathing to try and slow my heart rate down as I'm doing the climb. But no, that was honestly the best race I've ever had. And I'm super pumped. We're up 1-0 in the finals. Looking forward to watching the next two matches over the next few days, and hoping for the best. I feel like if this is best 4 out of 7 against Yoshi, I don't come out on top, but it was the best 1 out of 1, and I had a really great race and made the right calls, and he got a little bit unlucky, and that's all it takes. And super happy.
Yeah, no, congrats on the win. I mean, definitely, you couldn't ask for a better time than 1:08. Like, that's just an amazing time.
Yeah, so, honestly, like, it's not my PB, but it's definitely my PB in real races. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see, like, practice, it just doesn't feel like the same. I don't know. I feel like I can half watch TV and practice, and my execution is great, but you get in a race and the racing nerves kick up, and it's not the same. But no, this is, and plus you get a million seeds in practice, but this is, I'm pretty sure this is the fastest time I've ever done in a race under any mode that like was a full seed. You know what I mean? It was an awesome run for me, and I'm gonna look forward to watching this one back. Honestly, I might retire. I had the 2 best runs ever. I had a great run in the 80 or the inverted keys ST Live Nightly last night. Just an absolutely incredible run, and then this one was obviously amazing. I'm joking. I'm an addict. I'm going nowhere, but no, this is I'm on a real high right now, and it's funny because if I'd have come on here a week ago, I would have been like, dude, I'm so low right now. Every seed I'm losing races to people on ladder I feel I should beat every single time. And then it just turns when you get lucky a few times, and it's incredible how the emotions swing. But anyways, I'm gonna hop out of here. GG's again to Yoshi, and good luck to Schulzer and Shireen coming up in their upcoming matches. Shireen's one of my good friends, and I'm not as familiar with Yoshi and Schulzer, but if they're good with Shireen, that means they're cool with me as well. And it's real fun to be meeting them in the finals. And I'm so happy I won, and looking forward to the next matches.
Yeah, speaking of those next matches, Game 2 is tomorrow at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time. That's between Jet and Schulzer. I'm not sure what the mode is for that one. That's the one where the players can choose, right?
I'm pretty sure that it is inverted key sanity with a starting sword.
Oh, okay. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I believe Jet picked keys, and then Schulzer picked inverted, and then Jet picked vanilla swords. Or I think it might be a shirred sword. Yeah, it's a shirred sword, I think.
All right, and Game 3 Sunday at 2 p.m. That's between Megawatt and Shireen, and that one's open. So yeah, that's going to do it for this race and the schedule. But we have been hinting at a special announcement, and I think it's time. So I got a little blob of text, and I'll just read that. First, congratulations to Fendrana Drifters and Triple Dino Disaster for making it to the Invitational Finals, and to Boomer Friendly and Davaris auch nicht. I think that's how you say it. For reaching the...
Better than I could do.
I know like a few words of German, that's about it. We would like to now formally announce the start of the main tournament for Link to the Past Randomizer. This year, the tournament will feature a consistent game mode throughout, going back to a mode that will reward smart decisions and solid execution. For the 2021 main tournament, the goal will be defeat Ganon, the world state will be standard, and we will make use of the hard item pool to add a level of difficulty. Qualifiers for the main tournament will begin on Sunday, March 21st, with the top 128 runners moving on to the group stage before a bracket of 64 runners will determine the winner. And for more details, join the Link to the Past Tournaments Discord. I don't know if we have a link to that. I'm sure someone will post it. But yeah, so that's what we have to say about that. Main tournament coming up in March. We haven't had a main tournament in like what, a year and a bit, so I think that'll be very exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Ben?
I'm excited. It should be the last couple of years. The main tournament has been a real buffet platter, a real variety pack of different modes. It'll be interesting to see things narrowed down to just one mode all the time. But I think it's a good decision to differentiate it. We've had so many individual tournaments for different weird modes that people like to play, and of course, here in League, we've been switching it up a whole lot. So I think there's something to be said for having a tournament with just some straight ahead routing execution, just a little less weird curveballs. I like it.
Yeah, I really like the addition of the hard item pool. You know, for newer runners, hard item can definitely be difficult, but for runners that expect to you know, do well in this tournament, hard shouldn't be that big of a difference. You know, I think the two biggest differences in hard item are the fact that you don't get silvers and you are stuck on green mail the whole run. So, gonna make a couple of boss fights a little more difficult, and just in general, gonna make execution more difficult as well, since you just have, you know, you have green mail, so things are just gonna hurt a lot more.
And it looks like the announcement just dropped in the tournament Discord. I've got it open right here. Looks like we've got a start date of Sunday, March 21st. I'm just scrolling through for more details here.
Yeah, I think Drosy1 there posted the link to the Discord. I believe that's the tournament Discord. So yeah, just click that link and join the Discord if you want to join the tournament, or even if you just want to learn more about it, maybe volunteer for some of the volunteer roles. We always need lots of volunteers in the tournament, so anything you can do to help will be certainly welcome. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say about that. So I think that's gonna just do it. I think we'll just wrap it up here. Did you have anything else to add, Ben?
Yeah, I think that's what there is to say. It feels weird to be, even after interviews and everything, wrapping this up not even an hour and a half into this stream. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. So big thanks to my co-commentator Etienne, to both of our runners. Make sure to give them a follow, and to everybody at ALTTPR League.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget our tracker, MM2 Nest cartridge, doing an excellent job for us today. So big shout outs there. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for us. Have a great day, everyone. And yeah, don't forget game 2 of this series tomorrow at 3:30. Well, 3:40 on stream. 3:30 is when it starts because of the 10-minute delay. But yeah, that's going to do it. So have a great day, everyone.